Myself Padmaja, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Now, let us discuss today some interesting facts in C programming. Now, the first interesting fact is the case labels of a switch statement can occur inside if-else block. Okay, so normally in a switch case, we do not use if-else statements, but the inside the if-else statement also case labels can occur. So let us see one example. Suppose we have two variables, int a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 2, and let us write a switch case statement, switch on a. Now case 1. Case 1 is not having any statements, so we can simply put a null statement, that is a semicolon. That means case 1 has no statements, so you can write a semicolon also. Next thing is, we have written one if-else code. So if b is equal to 5, then inside that we have written the case 2 statement. So case labels can occur inside if-else statements also. So hello IR is written. Similarly, in the else part, case 3 is written, which also contains no statements. So this way also case labels or case statements can be written inside if-else statement. So if you run this program, you will get the output as hello IR. So this is one of the most interesting fact in C language. Let us see the second fact. Now, array of index is same as index of array. So the reason for this to work in C programming is array elements are accessed using pointer arithmetic. So that is the reason that a of 5 can be written as same as 5 of a. That means we can pronounce it like this, that array element at 5th index is same as the 5th index of the array. So these two things are same, or you can write a of 10 is same as 10 of a. So this is the reason that the array operations are done based on its address. So because of the pointer arithmetic we apply, so whether you write the index inside or outside, both works the same. So you can see this example, you have declared one array of size 10, and initially the array of 0 contains 1. That means there is an array of size 10. ARR is the name of the array, and it contains 10 slots, that is from index number 0 to 9. And array of 0, this is ARR of 0. This contains the value 1. And if you want to print the element which is there at ARR of 0, we can either write ARR of 0, we can write over here. This is the normal way of writing, or you can write 0 of ARR. That means index can be written outside. So at the 0th index of the array is also 1. So the output will be 1. So let us go for the third fact. Now, in programming language, in C programming, we use the square bracket in the arrays, and we use the normal curly braces or parentheses for functions. This is we use for functions, and this one we use for the array, for writing the size of the array. Now in the place of square bracket, we can also write the angular braces followed by colon, angular braces followed by colon, and colon followed by angular brace for the square brackets. And similarly for the curly braces, we can also use angular braces followed by your percentile symbol, and at the closing we can write percentile followed by angular bracket. So let us see one example. So here we have started the main function. So in place of writing your curly braces like this, we can also write like this, angular bracket, your percentile symbol, and the closing should be again the percentile symbol followed by angular bracket. Okay, and we have declared one array of size 10. This is same as writing ARR of size 10. So instead of writing the square brackets, we can also write ARR of angular bracket, colon, and then the size, then again your colon, angular bracket. Similarly, this statement is same as ARR of 0 is equal to 1. So instead of square bracket, we have used here the angular brackets followed by colon. So whenever you are printing the value of ARR of 0, the value will be 1. The output is 1. Now, let us go for the next interesting fact, that normally hash include is a preprocessor directive which is used to include the different types of files into your C programming. So daily we use the hash include directives to include the header files. But other than the header files also, we can include any other file, or for inter-function communication, we can include one file within another file. So in this example, suppose there is a text file is available. Suppose let us take a notepad and create a text file called a.txt, and this text file contains the text hello IARE. And let us understand how to include this text file using the hash include directive, and it can be strangely included in any part of your program. So that is the interesting fact over here. Now here hash include stdio.h. So this is the normal way of including the stdio header file. Now inside the main function, in the printf statement, we can also include a.txt file. We can also write hash include a.txt. So then what will happen when you run this program? Then the control automatically will take you to a.txt where your string hello IARE is there. So this is the interesting fact where hash include directive can be used in any part of the program. Now the next one is we can ignore the input. While reading the input using scanf statements, we can ignore the input by writing an asterisk before the format specifiers. So normally if you want to read an integer, we write %d. If you want to read a character, we write %c and so on. So if I am writing %d before %d, in between your percentile and d, if I am writing an asterisk, the meaning of this asterisk is to skip the value, skip the input value if you are using in scanf. So let us understand how to skip the values using asterisk. So suppose I want to read a particular number for the variable a, and this is an integer variable. So but I have written %d 2 times, where in one of the format specifier I have included this asterisk. So the usage of this asterisk says that that particular input value will be skipped, and the next value will be stored into a. So if you will give your input as 10 and 20, then the value 10 will be skipped and only 20 will be stored into a. 20 will be stored into the address of a. Now if you will print what value is there inside a, we'll get the output as a is equal to 20. So this way you can write an asterisk symbol in the format specifier of scanf statements. Now the next problem is we want to print a string IARE without using semicolon. Now to solve this problem, then what are the different ways are there we can print this string? So there are 4 different ways we can print the string. One is using an if condition, we can use a while loop, we can also use a switch case statement, and also we can define a macro to print the string without using semicolon. Now let us understand one by one how to print the string IARE using if condition. Now in the if condition we can write printf IARE. So what is happening to this code? So whenever the printf statement is there inside the if condition, first the printf statement will print the value IARE on the screen. After that, what value the printf function returns? So the printf function returns always the length of the string. So the length of the string is here, IARE is 4 characters, so it returns 4. So this code is same as if4, and inside the if condition nothing is there. That means the if condition is true because 4 is a valid integer. So this if condition is true, but when it goes inside, there is nothing to execute. So only IARE gets displayed on the screen. Okay. In the similar manner, we can use a while loop also. So in the while loop, we have written negation of printf IARE. So first printf statement will be executed, then the return value of printf will be negation is done. For that value, negation will take place. So printf IARE means IARE will be first printed on the screen. So the return value of printf is 4. The length of the string is 4. So this is same as while negation of 4. So 4 is a true integer. Its negation is making this while loop as false. So when this while loop is false, then it won't enter into the body of the loop. Until that time, only IRE is displayed on the screen. Similarly, let us go for a switch case. Now, in a switch case statement, we can write a printf statement, printf IRE. So printf will be print the string IRE on the screen and it returns the value 4. The return value of printf is 4. 4 characters it has printed. So it is same as switch. The value is 4. But inside this, there is no case statements to match this value. So that's why only IRE gets printed on the screen. And the last one is we can define a macro. So we have defined here a macro called print. So wherever the macro name appears, it should be replaced by printf IRE. So we can write the similar code like the first the if condition. So we have written here if print. So the preprocessor before compilation will replace the code with the printf IRE statement. So it gets replaced. So first IRE gets printed, the return value is 4 and it is same as the first code what we discussed. So these are the 4 different ways of printing the string IRE without using any semicolon in C programming. Now let us go for the next example, that how to write a recursive function to print 1 to n without using semicolon. So normally to print the values 1 to n, we can use the iterative solution. That means we can write a loop and print the desired numbers from 1 to n. That is the easiest way of doing. But if the question is without using loops and also without using semicolon, then recursion is the only mechanism available. So let us see the recursive mechanism without using semicolon here. So here we are reading a number. Suppose our number is your 1. Okay. So first 1 is less than n. N is suppose the range is we want to print from 1 to 10. So here n is equal to 10. So let us start taking the number is equal to 1 here. So 1 is less than is equal to 10. Yes, true. And if it is true, then printf the value of num. So 1 will be printed. So this printf statement will print 1. That is also true. And here the main function is calling main function again. This is called recursive call. And we are calling the main function by doing n plus 1. So main function is again called with a new value of num, that is 2. So next time again 2 is less than is equal to 10. Yes, all are true statements. So the logical end checks that if all the parts of the expression is true, then finally if condition is true. So second time n value is equal to num is 2. 2 is less than equal to n. So it prints the value 2 on the screen. And then again the main function is called with num plus 1. Now num becomes 3. This process will be repeatedly done. Your main is calling main with different value of num every time. And this process will continue. When num reaches to 11, then one part of this expression becomes false and the if condition will be false. So till that time we'll get on our screen 1 to 10. So here when every time the if condition is true, there is nothing to print inside the if statement. So here this is called just a recursive function call and this whole condition is written inside the if statement. So this is a very interesting way to print the numbers 1 to 10 without using semicolon and using recursive approach. Now let us go for the similar example that we want to print the numbers from 1 to 100 without using semicolon here. So if you do not want to use a loop, then the only possible option is to go for recursive approach. So let us see. So from the main function, we are calling the function print numbers and providing 100. So the function will be called with n value is equal to 100. So first time from the main, the function is called and the n value is 100. Now the 100 is greater than 0, the base condition. This is called the base condition or terminating condition. So we have not reached to the base condition because 100 is greater than 0. So it is calling the function again with n minus 1. That means print numbers function is calling itself again with a different value of n, that is now 99. So the function will call itself again and again for 99, 98, your 97. This process will go on till 1. So when the number becomes 0, we reach to the base condition. That when 0 is greater than 0 becomes false. When this condition is false, then in the reverse order, the numbers will be printed, because in the stack, in the recursive approach, in the stack, whenever you call a function, one activation record is created in the stack. So when you reach to the base condition, then each activation record is popped out, executed and popped out in the reverse order. So while the base condition is reached, then each one will be popped out in the reverse order. That time it will print the value of n. So the n value will be printed from 1 to 3 up to 100. So again, when all the activation records are popped out from the stack, again the control goes to the main function, and there it stops. So in this way, we can print the numbers 1 to 100 without using a loop. Thank you so much. In this video, we have learned about certain interesting facts in C programming. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.